Hello and welcome to our module about communication. In our textbook, it's quoted by Mark Twain, "The difference between the right word and almost the right word is the difference between lightning and a lightning bug." I think that sums up kind of the gist of communication in general. It's so intricate, but yet so important. There are so many subtleties to communication. We're going to talk about some of those subtleties. Communication, as you probably know, cuts across all levels of healthcare in the healthcare setting. We communicate with our patients, with doctors, with nurses, with unlicensed assistive personnel, with techs, all the time. It's incredibly important, and it's vital to the contribution of the delivery of safe patient care. In fact, poor communication lies at the root of most of the problems that occur in healthcare, most of the errors that occur in healthcare, because poor communication leads to misunderstandings and mistakes. And part of the poor communication is the closed loop, which we're going to talk about in a moment. So, Answers.com defines communication as the exchange of thoughts, messages, or information as by speech, signals, writing, or behavior. The dictionary I use, dictionary.com, agrees with that definition as well. So communication occurs whenever two or more people become aware of each other. Because of the different frame of reference each of us brings to the table, the meaning of the message may not be the same for both the sender and the receiver, and that's incredibly important. And that is what leads to problems in the healthcare delivery, is when the message is not the same for the sender of the message and the recipient of the message. So the question is then, when the message is not the same for the receiver and the sender, has communication occurred? And the answer to that question is no. Communication has not occurred unless the same message that's transmitted is received. Communication is not a one-way process. It is up to both parties to ensure that the message is the same. Now, and there's a number of ways to do that. The sender of the message should ask questions to validate the understanding of the message, such as asking the receiver to repeat the message. Not necessarily what was said, but what the message is, because sometimes what we say isn't exactly the message that we're trying to deliver. In the healthcare delivery, we call that the read back or repeat, which you're going to revisit in this chapter when you read about SBAR. Now, most of you are probably already familiar with SBAR. We've covered it in pretty good depth in first semester, and I believe you've used it in the lab in all of your subsequent semesters. So SBAR isn't just some words that we use. It's actual, useful, meaningful tool that allows us, to help facilitate communication with the people we work with.